To this day, he rarely called me my name. He usually called me boy, lazy boy, little lazy boy, something like that. And because I was
on that little part.
That
could be your new MC name.
No, I don't think so. But I think Tripoli is working good. You know, people know a lot. But one of the main things I learned from him was a discipline and a responsibility that it means to be a man, which is sometimes you don't feel like going to work, but you go to work because it's your job to provide for your family. And sometimes you don't feel like doing this or that, but you do it because you're a man and it's your job to provide for your family. So I was really grateful for my dad. He was not a perfect example of manhood by any means, but I think that the Lord really used him.
Now, I want to kind of turn the conversation here because you're a married couple down at the end. Yes. Go marriage.
Celebrate that.
Anybody honor marriage in here?
So you're married, but I want you to think back to before you were married. This question's for you, Blair. When you were looking for a man, what were you looking for? And what does it mean for you to... What does it mean in your mind for someone to man up, for a man to be a man? What does that look like to you?
Right. Well, one, to not pursue a man. To...
Girls do not chase boys. Boys chase girls. Chase is on. Tag, you're in. Let's go.
So one thing that I was looking for, and actually that I found in Shai, there's a lot of wonderful qualities. There were certainly a humility. I remember when I around the time that I first met Shai, and he was hanging out, there was a group of guys who were around him just in prayer, asking questions, and I just wanted to hear what he was saying. You know, I wanted to hear, what is he sharing with them? Is he wise? You know, to think through, does he accept correction? You know, does he love the Lord? Is he honest? Is he humble? And is he quick to admit when he's wrong? So what I ended up doing is, even while we were courting, I ended up speaking with Shai. We opened up ourselves to each other's accountability. So I ended up speaking with Shai's prayer partner and just asking him some really difficult questions, like, do you think Shai can lead a home? Do you think that Shai is he responsible? Is he able to accept correction? Like, how has he responded when you've corrected him? And he was just very honest and very forthright, and I really appreciated that. And not that you're looking for a perfect person, because I think sometimes we can, we're looking, in a sense, we're used to, as a single person, having a relationship with Jesus. So when anything goes wrong, we're the problem. So I think sometimes we can look for a perfect person, a person who, will be just like Christ. You want someone who's striving to be like Christ, you're not going to find a perfect person. But I just saw in Shai a lot of wonderful qualities of, he was always clear with his intentions. I think that's a huge thing, that I never had to guess with, where are you, or are you interested in me?
So he wasn't playing any games?
No, not playing any games, very clear from the very beginning. And actually, I actually told him that I wasn't sure when he initially shared that he was interested. I wasn't sure, I kind of needed some more time, and he said, you know what, I'm willing to wait, was just very patient. I didn't feel any pressure, girl, you need to, come on, let's get it together, It was just like, he was just very patient through the process, and that gave me a lot of peace. And so those are some of the things that
Shai, why don't you fill in anything that she may have missed there? What did it mean for you to be a man that was worthy of her affection?
Yeah, I think the main is a couple of things. One, making sure that my relationship with the Lord came before anything, including my pursuit of Blair. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not loving Jesus the way I'm supposed to, I'm not going to be able to love her the way I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So really just running hard, seeking to run hard after the Lord in my singleness. And I think also just like what Blair was saying, really it was very important for me to be clear with my intentions towards her. Just to actually lead the relationship, you know what I'm saying? This isn't because I've reached some state of Christian superhero-dom, you know what I'm saying? It's through many stumbles and falls in the past and just learning by falling on my face, you know what I'm saying? And because this, even when it comes to godly relationships, for many of us, that's not something that we're taught. It's not something that we've seen modeled. And so, especially for cats who are straight coming from the world, you get saved, and the only paradigm or model that you have for relationships is just what you've seen in the world. You know what I'm saying? So that they're all playing the games. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like, well, I'm not sure if she's feeling me, so let me try to. You know what I'm saying, maybe ask a friend to ask her, you know what I'm saying, when really, in reality, as a man, we're called to lead. And so part of leadership is being willing to face rejection, you know what I'm saying? Being willing to get the no, you know what I'm saying?
What she can say is no and make fun of you to her friends.
Exactly. That's part of the burden and responsibility, you know what I'm saying? So it's not about, well, let me find out and make sure she's going to say yes, and then maybe I'll, step, that kind of thing. But I think it's interesting now that, because this subject is very dear to my heart, because we actually have a son on the way. Praise God.
I wanted to ask, but you never, ever asked that question. Are you pregnant? You don't do it. What baby? I know.
Right. And so it's crazy, man, because I read the Proverbs differently now. So you look in places like Proverbs chapter 4, where you're hearing these exhortations from a father to a son. It's one thing to read them as a son. It's another thing to read them as an expectant father of a son. You know what I'm saying? It's just wow, this is a serious weight. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, all I can do is look back to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Look back to the perfect man, the person who embodied manhood, and trust him by his grace to empower me to be the father and the husband that he's called me to be.
All right.